Let's discuss today's class. So, today is the second class of laminar flow section A, isn't it? In the first class, we have discussed about laminar flow and turbulent flow. So, what is laminar flow? The flow which Reynolds number is less than 2000, then those type of flows are known as laminar flow, and turbulent flow it's having Reynolds number more than 4000. In between Reynolds number and in between laminar flow and turbulent flow, there is one transitional flow. So, in today's class, I am going to discuss a topic that is laminar flow through two plates. Laminar flow through two fixed plates. Okay, so let me adjust the video first. Can you see my notes? Yes, actually these are handwritten notes, that's why I cannot show you as PPT or PDF. Yes, can you see? Wait, let me adjust first, then you. Okay, so today topic is laminar flow through two plates. Can you see the diagram? Okay, everyone is able to see the diagram or not? So, okay, so in this diagram it is showing that two fixed plates which are separated at a distance t, two plates with fixed surface are separated by a distance t. Okay, and flow is flowing from left to right. Let us consider a small element of fluid. We cannot consider the whole fluid, isn't it? So, for calculating, for deriving the equations, first of all we have to consider a small strip of fluid element, that is ABCD, which length is del x and width is del y and thickness is 1. And this fluid element, let us consider this fluid element is at a distance, this fluid element is at a distance y from the lower fixed plate. Okay. The two plates are separated by distance t. Considering two parallel plates fixed at both surface, kept at a distance small t apart, A viscous fluid is flowing between these two plates from left to right. Considering a fluid element which is given by A, B, C, D and having length del x and thickness del y at a distance y from the lower fixed plate. Okay. So, when liquid is flowing from left to right, 4 different types of force exist on the fluid. 4 different types of forces X on the fluid particle. Okay. Can you see now? All of you draw the figure. Yes, the forces are given by, the 4 forces are the pressure force on the face AB, the pressure force on the face CD, the shear force on the face BC and the shear force on the face of the fluid element AD. If the width of the fluid element in the direction of perpendicular to the paper is unity, then the forces acting on the fluid elements are taken as the pressure forces is that is given by P into del y into 1 on the face AB, the pressure force P plus del P by del x into del x whole into del y into 1 on the face CD, the shear force tau into del x into 1 on the face BC. Okay. Is there any problem? Okay. The topic name is, yes, laminar flow through 2 plates. Can you see the forces acting on the fluid element? Okay. So, the shear force acting on the face BC is tau into del x into 1 and the shear force acting on the face AD tau plus del z by del y into del y whole into del x into 1. Again, as we know, for steady and uniform flow there is no acceleration and hence the direction of flow is, the resultant of the direction of flow is taken as 0. Yes, these are the forces acting as you have seen in the figure. Shear stresses in both direction of the flow. Shear stress acting on BC against the direction of flow is given by tau into del x into 1. Shear stress acting on the face AD in the direction of flow is given by tau plus del z by del y into del y whole into del x into 1. Is that clear? And pressure forces acting in 2 opposite direction on the face AB, P into del y into 1, on the face DC, P plus del P by del x into del x whole into del y into 1. Okay. So, these are the 4 forces which are acting on the fluid particle. Okay. So, as this fluid is a laminar one, that means that is a steady uniform flow and there is no acceleration. And what will happen? We can consider that all the summation of all the 4 forces which are acting on the element A, B, C, D is taken as 0. Yes, these all forces summation is considered as 0. If you add all the forces, the summation, the resultant will be 0. Okay. Yes, you can draw the figure. It is very important. If you draw, you can understand easily. Don't draw a small diagram, okay? Try to draw a bigger one. Then only the forces you can, I am showing, you can understand easily. Yes, any doubt? Okay. Okay, it is better if I take, if I show you share content, okay, otherwise it will create lots of problem. The video recording, someone network may not work properly, so it will not visible to those students. So better if I share this screen, okay. Wait for a minute. Yes, as you can see, the resultant will be 0. That means the summation of all the forces will be 0. So, the terms will be, if you add all the terms, then it will comes as you can solve yourself also, okay. So, the equation will be P del y into 1 plus minus P plus del P by del x into del x whole into del y into 1. Why it is negative? Because the pressure is acting in the opposite direction, okay. Plus minus tau into del x into 1, this is also acting against the flow, against the resistance of the fluid particle, okay. So, this term will also negative, plus tau into del z by del y into del y whole into del x into 1, which is equal to 0. If you calculate all the terms, if you solve it, then you will get minus del p by del x into del y plus del z by del y into del x equal to 0. That means after solving again, after solving further, we will get a equation like del p by del x equal to del z by del y, okay. Okay, so you can mark this equation as equation number 1. Using this equation, we will find velocity distribution, shear stress distribution and maximum velocity, ratio of maximum velocity to the average velocity, okay. Is that clear to you, everyone? Any doubt? Okay. So, anyone any doubt? No doubt. If you have any doubt, you can write in the chat box. If you have any doubt, you can write in the chat box. Okay. So, you add all the terms. After adding, you will get del p by del x equal to del z by del y, and you mark this equation as equation number 1. Yes, yes, these forces are 4 forces. 2 are acting against the flow and 2 are acting towards the direction of the flow from left to right. Okay. Okay, let me share one screen. It is better if I share it as a screen. Wait for a while. Okay. Now it is I think clear to you. You can take snapshots. I will share the whole notes later. Now for the time being, you can take snapshots or you can write it down. Whatever I have speaking, you just note it down or take a snapshots, or you have any doubt, you can directly ask to me. So all the forces, where these are acting, in which phases these are acting, is that clear? Okay. Yes, the name of the topic is laminar flow through 2 parallel plates which are fixed. The plates are being fixed, and these plates are separated by a distance t. Dimension of the element ABCD is del x, del y, and thickness is t. And you can take the area as unity. The area of the fluid element you can take as unity. Okay, so can we proceed to the further deduction, further equation? Okay. So as I have told you, after solving, after adding all the forces, you will get one equation which is given by P into del y into 1 minus P plus del P by del x into del y into 1 minus tau into del x into 1 plus tau into del z by del y into del y whole into del x into 1 equal to 0. Okay. So, after solving you have got the term, you have got the equation 1, del p by del x equal to del z by del y. Okay. Using this equation, we can find velocity distribution along the two plates. Okay. I think all of you are familiar with the term Newton's law of viscosity, which is based on shear stress. Okay. So, according to the Newton's law of viscosity, what we have? We have tau equal to mu du by dy. If we put this value tau in equation 1, what will happen? After putting this value in equation 1, you will get del p by del x equal to del by del y into mu du by dy. If you differentiate, then you can get del p by del x equal to mu del square y by del square y by del y square. After further differentiating further, you will get del square u by del y square equal to 1 by mu del p by del x. Okay. Yes. Whatever we have found from Newton's law of viscosity is tau equal to mu du by dy or del u by, or you can say del u by del y. For laminar flow, if you put this value in equation 1, then you will get del p by del x equal to del by del y mu del u by del y. If you differentiate this one, then you can get del p by del x equal to mu del square u divided by del y square, or del square u by del y square equal to 1 by mu del p by del x, isn't it? Okay. If this equation, if you double integrate, then what we have found, let's see. After getting the equation from Newton's law of viscosity, then we have to integrate this equation with respect to y, then we get then you get del u by del y equal to 1 by mu del p by del x into y plus C1, one constant term you will get. Okay. Again, if you integrate further this equation, what you will get? All of you try to calculate, try to integrate. After integrating this equation, you will get, anyone got it? Okay. After integrating again, we will get another equation which can be written as u equal to 1 by mu del p by del x y square plus C1 y plus C2. Here we will get two constant C1 and C2. Okay. you can mark this equation as equation number 2. So, to find out the constant value C1 and C2, what we have to do? We have to consider two boundary conditions so that we can find the values of C1 and C2 constants after integrating the equation del u by del y equal to 1 by mu del p by del x into y plus C1. So, what will be the boundary conditions? As you know, the two plates are separated by distance t, isn't it? And we have considered an fluid element ABCD, which is at a distance y from the lower boundary. Okay, that means if we consider, suppose the fluid element is situated at the lower boundary, that means if y equal to 0, then u equal to 0. We consider the first condition as at y equal to 0, u equal to 0. What is u? U is the velocity. Okay. So, at y equal to 0, u equal to 0. At again, in the second condition, if we consider, suppose the fluid element is at upper boundary, the fluid element is situated at the upper boundary, upper one, that is, it is at a distance y equal to t and velocity u equal to 0. Okay. The two conditions are at y equal to 0, u equal to 0, and at y equal to t, u equal to 0. Let me share another screen. So, in the first boundary condition, we have got, in the first boundary conditions, we have got y equal to 0 and u equal to 0, isn't it? So, put this value in equation number 2. Put this y equal to 0 and u equal to 0, this y and u value in equation 2, then you will get, after solving the equation, you will get C2 equal to 0. Okay. After solving the equation, you will get C2 equal to 0. Again, if you consider a second boundary condition, y equal to t, u equal to 0, then if we put this value in equation 2, then it will be 0 equal to 1 by mu del p by del x t square divided by 2 plus C1 into t plus 0. C2 we have already, we have got C2 value as 0, isn't it? Now, put in place of y, you just put t, then only you can find. After solving this equation, we will get C1 equal to minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x t. Okay. Okay. So, we have got C1 value, we have got C2 value, two constant, isn't it? So, substitute this C1 and C2 value in equation number 2. Then what we will get? We will get u equal to 1 by 2 mu del p by del x y square plus y into minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x into t. After solving, after calculation, you will get this equation as u equal to minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x ty minus y square. Mark this equation as equation number 3. So, all of you know about equation of parabola, isn't it? So, this equation shows similar characteristics with the equation of parabola. So, we can say that the velocity across the channel, across the plate for laminar flow, the velocity distribution diagram will be parabola. Okay, it will be a parabola. Can you see in the figure? The maximum velocity occur in between the plate, that means in the middle of the plates, that is denoted by u max. The maximum velocity in the velocity distribution diagram occurs in the middle of the plate. And what will happen near the boundary, at the boundary? At the boundary of the fixed plate, there will be no velocity. That means it will have zero velocity. So, the figure will be a parabolic one. Okay. Yes, you can see in between the two plates, the velocity will be maximum. That means in the middle of the plate, the flow velocity, the u max will be maximum. Later we will discuss about shear stress distribution. Okay. First of all, try to understand what is velocity distribution diagram and how it occurs. So, till now everything is clear. Any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can ask me, or you can write in a chat box also. Should I proceed to the next topic today? Okay. So, next, okay. Okay, next there will be ratio of maximum velocity to the average velocity. There is one ratio, there will be one ratio which you have to find out from maximum velocity to average velocity. So, as I have told you, the maximum velocity occurs in the middle of the plate. That means at y equal to t by 2, where t is the distance between the two plates, isn't it? Okay, let me share. Okay, let me take snapshot. After that I will share to you, otherwise the video will not, it will create some disturbance. Let me share the last topic, today's last topic, that is ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity. Okay, so as I have told you, to find out u maximum you have to take y is equal to t divided by 2. Okay, so in place of y, from equation, using the equation number 3, in place of y you just put t by 2, then what will have, you will have u maximum, after calculating u maximum as minus 1 divided by 8 mu del p by del x t square. Okay, so u maximum will be u max equal to minus 1 by 8 mu del p by del x t square. Mark this equation as equation number 4. Okay, so you have got u maximum. Now you have to find out the average velocity, and that is denoted by u bar. So how you find out u bar? U bar average velocity is obtained by dividing the ditches across the section by the area of the section. Okay, as you know ditches, what is ditches? The equation is given by q equal to AV. From that equation you will get, and the ditches q is obtained by considering the rate of flow. So let us consider a small ditches dq, and that is given by, dq is given by velocity at a distance y into area of the strip, area of the fluid element. Okay, let us consider a small strip of that element, and area of that strip will be dy into 1. So velocity at a distance y will be how much? Using the equation number 3, you have minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x into ty minus y square into area of the strip t dy into 1. Okay, so you have to integrate from, to find out the total ditches, you have to integrate it from 0 to t. So q equal to integration 0 to t dq equal to, it will be integration 0 to t minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x into ty minus y square into ty. Then we will get minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x into ty square divided by 2 minus y cube divided by 3 whole 0 to t. After putting the values, you will get minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x t cube del p by del x t cube divided by 2 minus t cube divided by 3. Okay. So after calculation you will get q as minus 1 by 12 mu del p by del x t cube. Mark this equation as equation number 5. Okay. So you have got average velocity, oh sorry, you have to find average velocity. You have got ditchers, okay, ditchers you have to calculate average velocity U bar is obtained by dividing the ditchers across the section by the area of the section, and the ditchers Q is obtained by considering the rate of flow. Is that clear everyone? Is it clear to everyone? Yes, across the section by the area, as we know Q equal to AV. So, dq you have to find out using the equation Q equal to AV. You have to consider a small ditchers. After that, you have to find out the total ditchers. dq equal to velocity at a distance y into area of the strip, which is equal to minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x into ty minus y square into del y into 1. After that, you have to integrate it from 0 to t, then you will get an equation. After solving this, you will get q equal to minus 1 by 12 mu del p by del x t q. Okay. After finding q, you have to find out average velocity. Average velocity u bar equal to q divided by area, which is given by q value. You have to put in place of q, you just put the value of q, and in place of area it will be t into 1. The area of the strip, the thickness and unity, thickness is t, so t into 1. So, average velocity u bar will be minus 1 by 12 mu del p by del x, 1 by 12 mu del p by del x t square. You can mark this equation as equation number 6. Okay, you just note it down. Whatever I have given to you, you just note it down, otherwise it will create problem at the time of examination. Any doubt related to this topic? Everything is clear to you? Mark this equation as average velocity equation as equation number 6. After that, we have to find out the ratio. I think in today's class is about to finish because we have only 50 minutes in our hand. So, I think we have only 5 minutes. So, everyone write down your enrollment number in the chat box so that I can note it down or put it in the attendance sheet and mark it in the year P. Everyone write your enrollment number in chat box. I will take snapshots and after that I will upload it in the year P. Okay? Yes. Okay, then I think in the next class we will discuss the next topic and the doubts if you have any. Thank you.